Okay, we are going to make our own Jen Aranyi landscape. So you'll get a white piece of paper like this, it's pretty small, and then you need to decide what shape your drawing is going to be. If you choose a square or a triangle, please use a ruler for straight edges. So I'll show you a few different options. This first one obviously being a triangle. You also could do a circle, which if you do a circle, please use a tracer. These can be found in the bin of tracers. Find something that is not too small. None of your shapes should be too small. They should take up most of your white square paper. You also have the option to do something a little bit more challenging. If you love to draw, this would be a great option for you. Some of Jen Aranyi's artwork is in bottles, so I'll put up some pictures of some examples, and you are more than welcome to try something a little bit more challenging, like drawing a bottle. Again, just make sure whatever shape you do for this outside shape is not too small, because our whole landscape is going inside. These will be pretty small drawings, but we don't want it to be so small that we have no room or you can't even tell what's going on. So once you have your outside shape, you're ready to start the landscape. You need to start with a horizon line. This is where the ground meets the sky. It should be pretty low because there's going to be a mountain range. When you have that, start drawing your mountain range. I don't want to see just triangles. These should be kind of irregular and different, because a real mountain range is not just a bunch of spikes. So once you have that, you're going to put your pencil at the top of one, draw an irregular shape down, and connect it to the one next to it. So watch how I do that. This is showing the form of the mountain range. We're getting some of the side view. It gives it, like I said, form, it gives it shape, and it gives it dimension. Then in the foreground, underneath the horizon line, you can add things like a path, you can add trees, just to make sure the further back you get to the horizon line, things should be smaller, right? So if I add a tree back here, it's going to be really tiny. And if I add a tree much closer to the bottom, it's going to be much larger, right? These should be pretty simple. We're going to trace them in black pen. Don't do anything too detailed. This will all be black and white, just like Jen Aranyi's work. There'll be a lot of contrast between the drawing and the sky. So if all you want to add in yours is like a path and trees, that is totally fine. The next step will be to trace this in black pen. I'm going to show you again how that drawing looks, maybe in a different shape. So we start with our horizon line, we add our mountain range, a bunch of irregular shapes that are connected. We add the form of the mountain by starting at the top and drawing a line down. And then you can add your things in the foreground, such as a path, maybe trees. This one I'm going to add a little tent. It's up to you if you want to get creative with it. Like I said, the next step is to trace these in either black pen or with a thin Sharpie. I would not do a regular Crayola marker because those are water-based, so when we add paint, it'll probably just bleed and you'll be left with a mess. So we are going to add some diagonal lines, just lines in kind of the shadow of the mountain, just like Jen Aranyi does. So I'm just drawing small lines. The closer they are together, the cooler it looks. You can also add some of these on the front of the mountain range too. So the last step before painting will just be to take an eraser, erase everything. We shouldn't see any pencil lines. Lastly, we are ready to paint with watercolor. So you are going to choose two colors. Totally up to you which colors they are. We are only painting the sky inside of your shape. Go really slow. The whole kind of what gives Jen Arany's paintings and artwork such a cool look is the major contrast between just the black and white at the base and the colorful sky. So go really slow around your mountain range so that you don't get any paint on the mountains. I'm going to use blue for this one and purple. So I'm going to paint my blue first. Then I can go in with my purple above. And then I'm just going to blend it together by getting a little bit of water on my brush and making sure that the two kind of seamlessly blend. I don't want it to look like stripes. It shouldn't be like a purple stripe, a blue stripe. It should look like it kind of fades into one another, like a gradient. So like I said, any two colors you want, just the sky, and then these are all done. When you're all done, you can sign these with a black pen or Sharpie with your artist's signature somewhere in the outside on the front.